Last month, at a Buckingham Palace event, Lady Susan Hussey asked Ngozi Fulani, the head of a charity, multiple times, "What part of Africa are you from?" Lady Hussey has now met with Fulani to apologise for her comments. Following Miss Fulani's tweets about her attendance at the event last month, the 83-year-old woman, who has served the late Queen for 6 decades, resigned from her honorary position. Today, Buckingham Palace announced that the ex-aide had apologised in person to the activist who founded the non-profit Sister Space. The King and Queen consort were pleased that both sides have reached this welcome resolution, according to the statement, and slammed the torrent of abuse Miss Fulani has since received on social media. The palace said today, at this meeting, filled with warmth and understanding, Lady Susan offered her sincere apologies for the comments that were made and the distress they caused Miss Fulani. Lady Susan has pledged to deepen her awareness of the sensitivities involved and is grateful for the opportunity to learn more about the issues in this area. Miss Fulani, who has unfairly received the most appalling torrent of abuse on social media and elsewhere, has accepted this apology and appreciates that no malice was intended. Both Miss Fulani and Lady Susan ask now that they be left in peace to rebuild their lives in the wake of the immensely distressing period for them both. They hope their example shows a path of resolution can be found with kindness, cooperation, and the condemnation of discrimination wherever it takes root. It is the wish of both parties that at the end of the Uni's 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, attention can now return to the important work of Sister Space in supporting women affected by domestic abuse. Their Majesties the King and Queen Consort and other members of the royal family have been kept fully informed and are pleased that both parties have reached this welcome outcome. Ms. Fulani says she was left feeling violated after Prince William's godmother, who served as the late Queen's right-hand woman for 62 years, interrogated her about where she was from at a palace reception, despite her making it clear she was British. She also accused Lady Susan of moving her hair in order to look at her name badge and asked her, "What part of Africa are you from?" when she replied that she came from Hackney. Only when the domestic violence campaigner said she was of Caribbean descent and African origin did Lady Hussey stop, saying, "I knew we'd get there in the end." Miss Fulani, 57, later posted a transcript of the exchange on social media, which led to a furious outcry, leading Lady Susan to quit her post. Miss Fulani previously described her Buckingham Palace ordeal as a form of abuse. Miss Fulani also dismissed suggestions Lady Hussey's comments were down to her age. "Are we arguing that you can't be racist or inappropriate because of your age?" she asked the Today host on BBC Radio 4. "I don't see the relevance of whether I'm British or not if you invite people to an event, as I said, against domestic abuse, and there are people there from different demographics. Your goal is to make me feel uncomfortable in my own space." In response to a number of internet allegations, it recently became known that Sister Space may be the subject of an official investigation into its finances. The organisation, which provides assistance to abuse and assault victims in the African and Caribbean populations, is apparently being assessed material by the Charity Commission. The Greater London Assembly is reportedly re-examining whether the charity's receipt of thousands of pounds in grant money was used as intended. According to a spokesman for Sister Space, the Charity Commission has not contacted the organisation. What we do know is that they are reviewing social media posts as part of their routine procedure, but they haven't launched an official investigation. Should they approach us, we will, of course, fully cooperate.